Welcome to the Crown Casino in Melbourne, Australia, where the world's finest poker players have traveled from across the globe to compete in the Southern Hemisphere's premier poker tournament. At stake, nearly $7.5 million. FullTiltPoker.net presents the Aussie Millions. 747 players began on day one, the largest field ever to compete in a poker tournament outside of North America. But one by one, many of poker's biggest names fell. Now it's day two, fewer than 300 remain, and many of the world's top players are fighting to survive, including hometown hero, 2005 world champion, Joe Hasham.
I can feel in my bones everybody downstairs is just rooting for me so hard.
But Hasham and his crew aren't the only ones digging in down under.
It's not just a random small tournament with a couple of locals and a couple of pros. This will definitely be a big win for whoever wins it.
From the Crown Casino in Melbourne, FullTiltPoker.net presents the Aussie Millions. Welcome to Melbourne, Australia, and the beautiful Crown Casino and Tower, home of the 2007 Aussie Millions. Play is underway. The Crown Casino's card room is packed. I'm Barry Tompkins, along with noted poker author Michael Koenig. Let's check in with the man atop the leaderboard, Patrick Antonius. Currently has 315,000 in chips.
This guy might not be familiar to a lot of American viewers, but he is a beast from Finland, making a big name for himself.
You know, I want to remind you, too, we're going to be keeping an eye at our outer tables as the day goes along. Right now, though, let's take a look at our featured table. And the big dog, the Great Dane, Gus Hansen, one of the most well-known and feared players in the game today. How about the young gun, Jeff Madsen?
Talk about bursting on the scene. His first World Series, 2 bracelets.
And right now, he's at 75,000. Our average chip stack in the tournament, about 50,000. Well, as you can see, everyone chasing down Gus Hansen. Probably the last person any player wants to see ahead of him in chips. Blinds are 600 and 1,200 with a 200 chip ante.
Everybody started with 20,000 in chips. And at this point, you'd like to have at least double that.
Boxel with an ace-9. Australian native.
There goes your cover.
Gus Hansen, he's got a king-4.
All right.
He'll fold. Ben Collins folds a 10-9 offsuit. Australia's own Min Quach, an ace-queen suited. Trying to figure out what he wants to do with this. He is 24 years old, and he hasn't even told his mom and dad he's playing in this event.
How much do you have left?
He wants to know how much Boxel has left. That's never a question you want to hear when you're the short stack.
No.
All right, call.
He calls. 4,000 more to call. 2 to the flop. Ace-Jack 3.
Bad news for Boxel here, Barry. He connected with his ace, but you see, Quach has him badly outkicked.
Check.
Check from Quach.
I'm all in.
All in for Boxel.
Can't blame him. He made his hand.
How much is that?
But his opponent wants to know how much it is, and I don't see Quach folding here.
Can't imagine. Just about 23,000 to make the call. Boxel was the runner-up in this event.
Back in 2003.
All right, call.
He does call.
Wow.
Good call.
I'll say it was a good call.
No 9, please. No 9.
We want a 9. We must have a 9.
No 9.
2 different viewpoints on the 9.
Don't suck out on me, please.
I got to stay alive in this. I'm on the 9.
No 9.
Give us a 9, Steve.
Anyone have a queen? You had a queen?
In case you haven't figured out, Boxel needs a 9.
Got a 7 on the turn.
With 1 card to come, Boxel is dead to the remaining 9.
And that's it.
Queen
Quach
place.
wins the hand and eliminates Boxel.
See you later, guys.
And the see you later
Good to meet you, mate.
as Boxel
Gus.
is out of here. A guy who has played very well in this event before.
He pushed me all in thinking if he had ace-jack, he wouldn't push all in. Ace-king would have spared out.
He would have pushed in no matter what, but he have to call.
Didn't want to look at me.
Min Quach doing well in his hometown.
I had a read. I thought he had ace-10.
If you're new to the game of Texas Hold'em, here's how you play. Each player is dealt 2 down cards. Then players decide whether to call, raise, or fold. If 2 or more players remain, the community cards are dealt. The first 3 are called a flop, and they're followed by a round of betting. Next comes the turn card, more betting, and finally, the river card. What makes it no limit is that a player can bet all his or her chips at any time. This is called an all-in. In this case, players show their cards, and in all cases, the best 5-card hand wins and takes the pot. 747 players started in this event, Michael. We're currently at 300 remaining. Most of those players are here at our outer tables. Eric Lindgren has already had a great Aussie Millions, winning $1 million by taking down a 100K buy-in event. But thus far, he just hasn't been able to carry over that momentum. Still continuing to lose chips. How about this guy, though, Chris Ferguson?
One of the most renowned tournament players in the world, but he's having trouble getting any momentum going. Chris, very low on chips.
Ferguson, of course, not the only world champion left in this field. There's Joe Hashim, back in his hometown, 2005 world champion.
Yeah, he's currently actually below average, and we see here he's trying to double through Swedish poker pro Peter Hedlund.
I'm king 9.
And he's got the best hand right now.
King, call for a king.
Peter Hedlund with a queen 10. 10, king 7.
Slow down now. Take
Both
your
players
time.
improve their hand, but Hashim has the best.
Very slowly show me a king.
He wants a king.
Getting a little greedy there,
He
Joe.
gets a 5. He can't look. It's a deuce. Hashim will double through.
I thought I played that really well. Wow, this is the most chips I've had in 2 days, people. Be careful. Woohoo! We're going to see some flops now.
Well, Joe Hashim ready for some action. There'll certainly be more action coming your way from the 2007 Aussie Millions. Welcome back to the 2007 Aussie Millions, presented by FullTiltPoker.net. I'm Barry Tompkins, along with my partner Michael Koenig. And Michael, tonight we really have the pleasure of watching 2 of the more entertaining pros at our feature table.
There may be no one more entertaining than Gus Hansen. The Great Dane is volatile, he's enigmatic, and this style made him several years ago probably the top tournament player in the world. But it's been a fairly long dry spell for Gus. He's looking for another victory. We also have Jeff Madsen, who made an enormous splash. Only 21 years old, he won 2 bracelets. I would characterize his style as Gus Hansen-esque. We're going to see teacher and student at the same table.
Well, Gus Hansen, Mike, I think really one of those guys nobody likes to play against.
You can put me in that category. Tough to compete against somebody who is so unpredictable.
7 players at our table right now. 7-6 offsuit for Hansen. He will raise.